Hey, what's up, my people? How you doing? My name is Dalton. This is my YouTube channel, Dalton My World, and this is going to be a stimulus info update. All right. Now, here's the deal. I wrote things down on my cue cards, so therefore I can try to stay on track. All right. And cue cards help me a lot because it helps me remember, because sometimes I get so much information, to help me organize my information so I can give it out to you. But before I get started, I want to say thank you to all my friends and family, my subscribers and viewers that wished me a happy birthday. All my friends and family that gave me presents and wished me a happy birthday. I thank you all. I sincerely, yeah. Yesterday was my birthday. I am 56, and I do thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Now, on with the show. One thing I want to talk to you about is, right, there's been people out there saying that they know exactly how many waves or phases IRS is going to be making. Okay, and I believe this is phase 3, and what's going to drop tomorrow starts phase 4. And good news is, if you have Direct Express, I would around noontime, I definitely would check my card tomorrow, April 7th. Okay, I would definitely check my card, because it's a really good chance that you are going to have some money on that card. All right, now also don't forget, even though it's supposed to be a big drop for direct deposit, you also may get the money in the mail as a check or a debit card. All right, because that particular phase is also going on too right now, so you can get it 3 different ways, as I always stated: direct deposit, check, and debit card. Now, that is some really good news, especially if you have Direct Express. I know some people that have Direct Express, and they told me that they have a notice of pending deposit for April the 7th. So that's great news. Okay. Now, also, there's something I'm going to talk to, and as you know, I always try to find more information by reading and studying, instead of being over drama, trying to be over dramatic. I try to get the facts to you. There's something called Plus Up that IRS is doing too. Plus Up is part of the stimulus. Now, this is super important. A lot of people are not talking about this. A lot of people who are streaming live are not talking about this. But this is also part of the stimulus that the IRS has put out information. And what Plus Up is, as I've been reading it, and I will try to find documentation to put in the description box below for it. But basically, let's say, for instance, you didn't have a child on your 2019 tax, okay, which would change how much you get on your stimulus, but you filed your 220 taxes, and you added a child, okay, because you had a child by then. So they're trying to make it fair and even it out and make sure that you get the proper amount with the Plus Up, the proper amount of money that you're supposed to have. Okay, that includes those, let's say for instance, you made $90,000 in 2019, okay, but you filed your income tax and you only got partial stimulus, which means you got a just like a smaller stimulus than most, because they start taking away a certain amount once you pass that threshold. Okay, so but 2020, you made $40,000 or less, for instance. Well, what they're going to try to do is to make sure that you're compensated for whatever partial stimulus that you didn't get, plus to make sure that you get the stimulus. So some of the people's checks might be a little bit different, different price. You might get a little bit more. You might get the average amount or a little bit more. Okay, and of course, if you go over the threshold of $75,000, your check starts to decrease. Okay, but this is called plus up. This is part of the stimulus the IRS is doing. A lot of people are not talking about this, but as you know, you always got the little spies that come to my channel and then run to other people and tell them, but they don't give me credit. This is something that you probably now will start hearing about. Okay, it is something the IRS is doing. Okay, now, as I stated, direct express deposit is supposed to drop on the 7th. Okay, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited for you. And if you do get it tomorrow, drop me a note in my comments and say, yeah, I got it. Okay, don't give me all the details. I cash all that. No, just I got it, and maybe you can say what bank you were bank with. Okay, and if you get into the mail through the check, if you get a check through the mail, you could say I got it in the mail. That's it. Okay, I would love to hear it. Now, I want to talk to you. This is also super important. I don't want you to be depressed, and what I mean by that is, if you really go by what some of these other channels are saying, you would think that every bank and everybody is getting their stimulus check and their direct deposit, and you're the only one that's not. This is not true. Okay, yes, a lot more people are getting it, but everybody's not going to get it. Everybody is not getting it. Okay, I haven't gotten mine. Okay, and IRS know all my information. Okay, I haven't gotten mine, so I don't want you to be depressed. And if you remember clearly, last March when we got our first stimulus check, at the end, when they were pushed out as much as they could, then they tried to create a way that if you didn't get your stimulus check, that you could contact IRS. Remember, because they started bringing more IRS people back to work so they can answer those phones. So if you didn't get your stimulus check, then they can answer and they can investigate and try to get it, as well, so they can catch up on their backlog, because that's why they're backlogged now. Remember, nobody was in office, so they usually do try to, once they push as much as they can out, they usually do try to give you a way so that you can report that you didn't get yours. So I don't want you to be depressed, because if you listen to some of these other channels, they're making it sound like Oprah. You get a car, you get a car, and you get a car. Oh, everybody's getting a car, yay! And then you're sitting there going, where's my car? I didn't get a car. Because the reality is, it's technology. Things do fall through the cracks. Mistakes do happen. Okay. And they are doing their best. They're going to do their best to make sure everybody gets that. Also, it's politics, okay? Because the more people in America that get their stimulus check, the greater the chance that the Democrats can hold on to their power that they have of the House and the Senate. Okay, so they definitely want you to have those checks. And it also makes the president and the vice president look good. Now, I'm gonna tell you, a lot of times when I make these videos, I always get a thumbs down. Somebody always do a thumbs down, almost always. People, somebody asked me why. No matter what you do, someone's gonna try to be critical or about what you're doing and what you're saying. Okay, and there's a number of reasons, you know. People, you got haters, you got people who don't like you because you cut them off because they were bad for you. You know, they may be watching your channel, but most of all, what a lot of people out there don't realize is that there are a lot of Republicans as well as Trump followers that don't want you to have a stimulus. And this is true. Even now, the Republicans are creating proposals to give to Biden, and the main thing that's missing out of those proposals is stimulus for the American people. Now, they don't have a problem awarding contracts to like Microsoft for $30 billion for defense, or giving defense money and black budget, you know, it's experiments and all this other stuff. They don't have a problem with that. But when it comes to giving you money, oh no. So a lot of times when I create these, I get a thumbs down because there's people out there literally that do not want you to have stimulus. They do not want you to have EBT. They don't want you to have stimulus. They don't want you to have anything like that. Regardless how much you served your country, how much, you know, you're suffering, they don't care. They don't want you to have nothing. And that is the fact and truth of reality. But lucky for us that we have people out there who are just the opposite. They do want you to have something. Okay? All right. Well, that is my stimulus update for today, April the 6th, 2021. And I hope this information helped you. I ask you to give me a thumbs up. I ask you to subscribe. All right. And most of all, I ask you to share this information with as many people as possible. And don't forget, be careful out there. I've even had people looking over my shoulders lately, especially, you know, I'm short, so they're looking over my shoulders trying to see what I have in my wallet, seeing I'm using some type of direct express card and looking, trying to see how much money. So when you get your money, okay, watch your back, be careful, do not go around telling everybody your business, okay? Because, as I always say, when it comes to stimulus, when they let you know when you're going to get your stimulus check, that means every thief, crook, bad-hearted person, not only in the United States, but in other parts of the world, know that you're giving your money too. So be careful out there. Peace.